On first on Fox 2 News in the morning yesterday, how a school bus driver is being called a hero.
Yeah, a car crossed the center line and hit the bus on Highway 30. That's near Ditmer yesterday morning. State troopers say Tina Stallings did an excellent job controlling the bus. That kept the 26 kids on the bus from suffering serious injuries.
It happened so fast, and that I just thinking, oh my gosh, I got to make sure that, what happens, I got to make sure my kids are safe.
Highway Patrol tells us that 35-year-old Kenneth Greer of St. Clair, Missouri, will face charges of careless driving and felony possession of drugs. Well, after that accident, the Missouri lawmaker immediately renewed his request to pass a law mandating safety belts in new public school buses.
Representative Sam Page joins us live now to talk more about this recent and another push to get seatbelts on buses. Good morning to you. When you see video like you saw yesterday of our Skyfox video of a bus overturned, knowing children were on board, what goes through your mind as a lawmaker who's been trying to push something like this for so long?
Well, first of all, my thoughts and prayers goes out to the family members of the kids that were on this bus. It must be a terrible feeling to know that your kids are riding a bus and see a school bus on its side like that. But we've been working on this legislation now for 3 years, and every time we see a bus roll over, it reminds us of the statistics. We have 17,000 children injured in bus accidents every year, 10 or 11 fatalities a year, and for pennies a student a day we could have safety belts.
Sam, how do you answer those critics who say, buses are not cars? They're constructed differently. They have padding, and if you put safety belts in, you'd have to sit there and adjust each one for each individual kid. It might trap them in there and also cause more injuries, like pelvic injuries and things like that.
Well, there are really no credible claims that seatbelts hurt people. We heard that a lot 20 years ago when we went through these arguments with seatbelts in cars. And really the first time kids in kindergarten or first grade don't wear a seatbelt is when they get on the bus and go to school. They've been in seatbelts since they went home from the hospital. Most 3- and 4-year-olds can buckle themselves in and out without a problem.
Sends a mixed signal, doesn't it?
Right, and uninjured kids can unbuckle themselves and exit a school bus very safely without any problems.
Well, that was one of the things yesterday that said this rescue effort went so smoothly was because the children were trained how to do this. They went through safety drills on this bus, and the driver, too, was being credited. I'm going to read from you a 1999 study from the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board. It says that adding seatbelts to school buses will cause additional head injuries and probably additional deaths in some crashes. Have more recent studies been done to counter that?
There are no credible claims made in 2007 that seatbelts hurt people. There are some old quotes from National Transportation Safety Board data out of context that would tend to feed this myth that seatbelts hurt people. But lap belts have been determined to be less helpful than the compartmentalization model. 3-point restraints, a lap shoulder belt system that we classically see in cars, is without question the safest way to transport kids.
And there is one company you were talking about before we went on the air that is leading the pack as far as safety with school buses.
There was one company that came to testify in committee last year and provided us with some video of testing with restrained and unrestrained crash test dummies in a rollover accident. And it was a very compelling video.
What about the school bus driver? She was trapped as a result. I don't know if a result of her harness, but the kids helped her get out. Is that also a concern?
Well, school bus drivers, especially this one, just are heroic. They're trained professionals, and the safety of the kids really depend on their abilities. But I don't think anyone will argue that seatbelts trap people or cause more harm than good. Not in 2007.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll see how this plays out. I know you will continue your efforts. And we are also asking our viewers to chime in with their opinion with our daily web poll. Here's the question today. What do you feel would make school buses safer? Are they seat belts, rear-facing seats, cameras or monitors, or well-trained drivers? Visit myfoxstl.com and vote in our daily web poll. And our thanks once again to Representative Page for joining us this morning.
Well,